Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a concept that's absolutely fundamental to understanding much of Eastern philosophy. From traditional Chinese medicine to the I Ching, and even martial arts and feng shui, we're talking about the 5 elements, or as it's known in Chinese, wuxing. This isn't just an ancient theory. It's a dynamic framework for understanding how everything in the universe, including our own bodies, is interconnected. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's explore this fascinating world together. First things first, what are these 5 elements? They are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Now, it's super important to understand that these aren't just the literal substances. You shouldn't think of them as just a log of wood or a bucket of water. Instead, think of them as 5 fundamental processes, 5 phases of change, or 5 energetic qualities that are in constant motion and transformation. Wood represents growth, expansion, and upward movement, like a tree reaching for the sun. Fire is all about heat, passion, ascension, and peak activity. Earth signifies nourishment, stability, and groundedness. It's the center that everything revolves around. Metal represents contraction, structure, and refinement, like or being forged into a strong sword. And finally, water embodies fluidity, downward flow, stillness, and the potential for new life. Each element has its own season, its own direction, its own color, and even its own emotion. Together, they form a complete and holistic system. The real magic of the 5 elements theory lies in how they interact with each other. There are 2 main cycles that govern these relationships: the generation cycle and the control cycle. Think of these as the yin and yang of the system, the creative and the restrictive forces that keep everything in balance. Let's start with the beautiful, nurturing generation cycle, also known as the Shang cycle. This is the mother-child relationship. It's a cycle of creation and support. It goes like this. Wood feeds fire. Imagine throwing a log on a campfire. It would nourishes the flame, making it burn brighter. Next, fire creates earth. When the fire burns out, what's left behind? Ash, which enriches the soil and becomes part of the earth. Then, earth bears metal. Deep within the earth, minerals and ores are formed and mined. After that, metal collects water. Think about how dew condenses on a cool metal surface overnight. Finally, to complete the circle, water nourishes wood. You can't have a thriving forest without rain. Water is essential for a tree to grow. So you see, it's a beautiful, continuous loop of creation where each element gives birth to the next one. This cycle represents harmony, growth, and the natural flow of life. Now, for balance, we need the other side of the coin, the control cycle, or the key cycle. This cycle might sound a bit harsh with the word control, but it's not about destruction. It's about regulation, checks, and balances, and preventing any one element from becoming too powerful and overwhelming the system. Think of it as a grandmother-grandchild relationship, providing guidance and restraint. This cycle ensures that growth doesn't run rampant and that everything stays in its proper place. The sequence goes like this. Wood controls earth. Think of how the roots of a tree hold the soil together, preventing erosion. It breaks up the earth to grow, but also stabilizes it. Then, earth controls water. How do we control a river? With dams and earthen banks? The earth contains and directs the flow of water. After that, water controls fire. This one's pretty obvious, right? You use water to extinguish a fire. Next, fire controls metal. You need intense heat to melt and forge metal into a desired shape. And finally, metal controls wood. An axe, which is made of metal, can chop down a tree, pruning it, or clearing a forest.
Ow.
So, just like the generation cycle, the control cycle is a complete loop. Together, these 2 cycles create a dynamic equilibrium. One without the other would lead to chaos, through unchecked growth, or complete stagnation. It's this delicate dance between generating and controlling that keeps the universe in perfect harmony. So, why is this ancient theory still so relevant today? Well, one of its most profound applications is in traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM. In TCM, our major internal organs are mapped to the 5 elements. The liver is associated with wood, the heart with fire, the spleen with earth, the lungs with metal. and the kidneys with water. This isn't a literal one-to-one anatomical mapping. It's about the energetic functions of the organs. The liver, like wood, is responsible for the smooth flow of qi and blood throughout the body. The heart, like fire, is the emperor, governing our spirit and circulation. The spleen, our earth element, transforms and transports nutrients from our food, grounding and nourishing our entire system. The lungs, like metal, are about taking in pure qi from the air and maintaining our protective boundary with the outside world. And the kidneys, our water element, store our fundamental life essence, our jing, and govern the flow of fluids. By understanding the generation and control cycles, a TCM practitioner can diagnose and treat imbalances. For example, let's say someone has what's called liver fire. Maybe they're experiencing anger, headaches, and a red face. This could mean the wood element is too strong. Looking at the control cycle, we know that metal controls wood. So, treatment might involve strengthening the lung metal energy to help calm the hyperactive liver wood. Or, looking at the generation cycle, a hyperactive wood element might be overgenerating fire, leading to heart-related issues like anxiety or insomnia. The practitioner might then work on sedating the liver or nourishing the water element of the kidneys, because water gives birth to wood. And a healthy mother kidney supports a balanced child. Liver, it's like being a detective of the body's energetic landscape, figuring out where the flow is blocked or where it's gushing too strongly, and then using acupuncture, herbs, diet, and lifestyle changes to gently guide everything back to a state of harmonious balance. But it doesn't stop with medicine. The 5 elements are a lens through which you can view almost anything. In feng shui, it's used to arrange living spaces to promote a harmonious flow of energy. In personality typing, you might be a wood person who's a natural leader, or an earth person who's a nurturing caregiver. Or in cooking, it's about balancing the 5 flavors. OR for wood, bitter for fire, sweet for earth, pungent for metal, and salty for water, to create a meal that is not only delicious, but also harmonizing for the body. It's a holistic system that reminds us that we are not separate from nature, but a microcosm of the universe, governed by the very same principles of flow, balance, and interconnectedness. It teaches us that for every period of intense activity like fire, we need a period of rest and introspection like water. For every moment of expansion like wood, we need structure and focus like metal. And at the center of it all is the nourishing stability of earth. It's a profound and practical guide to living a more balanced and healthier life. So next time you see a tree, a flame, the ground beneath your feet, a metal tool, or a flowing river, I hope you'll see them a little differently. See them not just as objects, but as expressions of these 5 fundamental energies that are constantly dancing and transforming, both in the world around us and deep within us. It's a journey of discovery that never really ends. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of the 5 elements today. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about ancient wisdom for modern life, please give it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which element do you resonate with the most? Let's keep the conversation going. Till next time, stay balanced and be well.